Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of PydyTuesday Uncut. My name is Jeroen, and I'm going to be your driver again. And with me is Michael, and
It's
Michael
true.
is the
I'm
navigator.
your friendly navigator.
That's nice. I like that. Michael, are you ready?
I'm so ready. Yep.
All
Let's
right,
do
then let's
this.
let's dive straight in.
Oh, I love that. Switch to screen.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so sorry, you go.
all right. Yeah. So this is the latest PydyTuesday dataset, weekly U.S. gas prices, our favorite topic, and you know we'll put links in the description again. And I believe that over here, there's a line that we can use to get this data straight into Python. So
Yeah.
last time we used the command line tool, PydyTuesday. This time we're gonna do it straight in the code, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Right.
Um,
I got Positron over here. I installed a new theme, uh, and yeah, what we can do is create a new file. What am I doing? You're the navigator, Michael. You should tell me what
yeah.
to do.
Yeah, maybe we could try QMD just to so a Quarto file just so we can fire things off. I like um I like that it lets us mix a little bit of code, but then we can kind of tuck some notes into the file. Yeah, perfect. And
All right.
then
Sounds good. So
give it a nice
gas,
little
let me
name.
compute.
Uh-huh. And then I always type in for metadata.
It's weekly US
Yeah,
gas
nice.
prices. Let's just use that as well. You want to have
And then I usually
metadata?
Jupyter colon Python 3 just so it knows where
Hmm.
thing. And then yeah, if you press Command Shift I, it should create new code blocks. Great. So now you can try running stuff just to maybe make sure. So like even like 1+1 just to fire it off.
All right, let's do it. Let's see if this computer knows what's up. And you
Uh,
want me to run this cell or you want to preview it?
I'd just run cell for now and then maybe preview at the end.
All right, so
Yeah,
this
great.
code is sent to the console and then we can see that it's indeed still 2. Nice.
Yeah.
Now
And
I'm curious.
another, yeah,
I
yeah, here
already
we
have,
go.
a virtual environment set up with polars.
Yeah, cool. And then I think one other
That
nice thing
works.
I like about notebooks is if you had a header, like if you had a level 2 header above the code, I think you should be able to also navigate to, yeah, so if you just call that like setup, um, notice it appears by like gas QMD just up a little bit.
I don't see it.
Uh,
I,
just
I do.
by the gas QMD tab, kind of on top.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So we have
I like that.
breadcrumbs.
Yeah, I like that you can click like setup and jump between sections really easy.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. So if we have another section up here, um,
yeah,
we can.
yep,
Oh, yeah, I like this too. And also here in the bottom left, we have the outline of the document too.
yeah, yep. Awesome.
I believe
So
we can
now we're set
even
up.
give this a name.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Mm, no.
I haven't since my R Markdown days, I forgot how to name things. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is perfect just for firing stuff off.
Okay. So we're
Uh,
set up.
yep,
Why don't we download the data?
nice.
Oh, I gotta fetch that code again. It's this one
Mhm.
over here. And we're not going to be using pandas, but weekly gas prices. Let's just call this prices
Nice.
PL read CSV. Oh, and I want this to be inside a code cell, of course.
Yeah, cool. And
Yes, that
then
worked. We've got prices here on the right. in our variables pane.
And I'm just looking at the description. So, I mean, I'm guessing it's every row's a week, probably, given the name. So maybe,
Well, let me then at the same time open up the data frame here.
hmm,
So this time we have over 22,000 rows.
nice.
Not too many columns. We've got 5 columns. They're nicely named. They're all lowercase. I like that. No spaces or anything to deal with.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I'm guessing if it's like weekly and this is like 35 weeks, that's probably like, well, 35 times 52 is 1800. So I don't know. There must be some other.
Well, there are 2 rows per week. One
Yeah,
is
nice.
for, one says all and the other one says conventional.
Yeah, cool. So
Hmm.
maybe just try plotting quickly like week, like a line using date colored by like formulation or something, just to see like date by price colored by like grade or something, or formulation, maybe just to see kind of what we.
Yeah, it's a combination of things. So price should obviously be on the y-axis and date should
Mhm,
be on the x-axis. And then these 3 columns here in the middle, I mean,
mhm,
I understand what fuel and grade mean,
mhm.
but then there's also formulation. Is it in the description what formulation means? Then
uh
then in the meantime, I can set up the code to
to
produce
plot.
the plot. What do you want to use for plotting?
Plotnine, I guess,
Your guess?
I guess for the audience, Jeroen and I just helped rewrite Plotnine's docs, so we're a little bit biased to
A little
this
bit.
beautiful.
We're 2 big fanboys of Plotnine.
Yeah, I'd bust Plotnine out.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to be needing the user guide and or documentation
Mhm,
today. So it almost seems like no cleaning is needed so far. So
yeah, nice.
Command Shift I, create a new cell. I would
Yeah,
also need to import um, from Plotnine, import everything.
nice.
Oh, forgot to run that one. Yeah. And then, so we're going to do ggplot prices.
Mhm,
And for the aesthetics, we're going to map uh, date to the x-axis. And the y aesthetic is going to be based on the price column.
nice.
Yeah, and I guess we can just start and iterate from there, right? We
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's nice to just fire off like a line plot and see. The line plot will look super jacked up, like it will have a lot of vertical lines if you don't get the groupings right. But I find that's
absolutely.
kind of nice. It just like you just see if it's jacked up and then.
Yeah, let's start with fuel, and this plot will most certainly be wrong, but then we can always improve on that later.
Yeah,
Geom line. Okay, that's not a
nice.
bad rendering plot.
Rendering plot. I like that.
Oh yeah, it's yeah,
Yeah,
there we
cool.
go. So few things. I mean, no errors. that's a that's not bad, but we
There
have
definitely
a
is.
lot of dates that are all overlapping.
Maybe can you facet wrap on fuel just so we can see exactly how
Yeah,
kind of
if
jacked
we're
up?
gonna facet wrap on fuel, then I guess we can use grade for the color.
Mm. Oh, here we go. I like that it keeps the history of plots in the right hand. Oh, I wonder if there's a lot of, oh no.
Oh,
Okay,
there.
so
That's interesting. I'm not seeing too many diesel. That's
okay, so
odd. There's something going on that we don't yet
yeah,
understand.
maybe we just glance at one of the rows like 1990 and see. Yeah.
So,
Okay, so 1 week here. Like, let's
mm,
just look at one single week,
also,
and we don't even need. Uh-huh.
if you look here at this this bar chart
Yeah, it's
of the
mostly.
fuel column, you see that 88% of the rows correspond to gasoline, and the rest,
Uh-huh.
which is only 12%, is diesel. Now, still
Yeah,
doesn't explain why we don't see anything right here.
right. All right. I think if we look at a single week, so like just even the first week, maybe that'll tell us a little bit. So
Well,
there are,
there's no diesel. There's no diesel in the first week.
or maybe
Uh,
grab one in the middle. Sometimes the first rows also are a little bit less rich.
mm-hmm.
In the 16th, there's tons of rows.
Yeah. So,
There's
oh, that's right.
12 rows ish.
So,
Uh,
would you like me to filter on this date?
yeah, that'd be great. And I'll look at every Monday. I'll start reading the description
Yeah. Did you
too.
want me to filter the data for the visualization?
Um, sure. Well, I think that you might just pull the data itself because I think it'll because this is across weeks. Uh, it might not have anything to plot. It it could also be multiple samples. Uh, so like here, there's multiple gasolines on like regular grade,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that maybe it's like grade and formulation. It's all unique combinations. Like each one could be an entry, like a grade and a formulation. Since you have
Yes.
like gasoline, grade all, and then you have different formulations. Uh, so maybe there's some kind of like summarizing we need to do, uh, or we could try the like maybe all grade and see
Yeah.
like if you filter fuel,
Um.
gasoline, grade all, maybe that'll.
Yeah. I was
Yeah, nice.
thinking the same. Let me make that
And I would
smaller.
almost just I would like pipe prices in, like use the greater than so you can kind of set up the um
Uh, you want to do piping in Python?
yeah, well at least so Plotnine takes advantage of operator overloading a little bit, so you can basically keep your polars code outside like
All right, that's wild. Okay, walk me through it. So,
yeah, if you do before ggplot, just pull the prices out and do yeah, just delete it. Yep, and then do prices greater than, inside the parentheses. Yeah.
And this works because ggplot or plotnine has overloaded this operator. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Similar to like built-in Python libraries like pathlib also do this operator overloading. So, but yeah, this is a way for you to like keep your pullers code before Plotnine. So now you can do like prices.filter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
And
all
it,
for using the pipe operator because very much reminds me of you working on the Unix command line, and of course in R, which now has a native pipe operator as well, and has had a pipe operator for a bit longer before that, thanks to McGritter.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I think
grade needs to be all. We can also, I'm not a fan of this notation, but this is also possible.
that that works. Oh,
This works.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of
Yes.
this.
It's not very extensible, I guess, but it's a quick
It's quick,
syntax.
but this only, of course, accepts certain column names, right? Because of the
Yeah.
restrictions of Python.
And if you want to do like greater than or equal, you'd kind of be out of luck. But yeah, I could see it for a design where it's like if this is the thing you're doing like 90% of the time, it's nice. Like, yeah, cool.
It's so odd that it could also have something to do with
Do you want to?
maybe we should set access to free over here.
Oh, like maybe the
Scales
diesel is. I
is free X. I'm
I also think at this point we've like gotten close enough that we might be able to filter for the diesel row and see or count it. And I think this is the beauty of the pipe is now you can kind of just like
for diesel
yeah,
formulation is NA. Oh man. So
yeah,
let's not filter on that because then we don't have any diesel rows. Let's see what's happening here.
nice.
Well, I still don't understand why we don't see anything here
Yeah.
on a diesel.
If
How
we
about we say fuel needs to be diesel,
yeah, there you go.
right? Because then if we do that,
Yeah.
let's just
Yeah.
do a sanity check of how many rows we then actually have.
What did it turn out to?
Yeah,
1,000?
1600. Yeah, 1632.
Huh. The what can you show me the data again? Maybe the columns are some things.
Yeah, there's something odd going on. I also don't like that date is a string.
Yeah, we might have to do the values, the NAs.
That's also a
NA
good
value.
one. And I
But
want to convert this to an actual date type.
but could we get like maybe we could get like just 10 rows of diesel that we know should plot? Like just do head 10 and preview that. And then
Oh, that's
just for
this.
sanity, like if we think this should like this feels like it should plot fine. So maybe like paste that in to the plot above.
Yeah.
And this is what I like about the pipe is if you put the greater than on the next line
Over here?
you can kind of like paste. Yeah, this is great. Now you can like almost paste your data wrangling in prior to the plot.
Yeah, we still don't see anything. It's
what about geom point with that?
yeah, let's loot that.
I don't know what's here. I have No idea. So
it does give me an error down here. Each group consists of only one observation. Do you need to adjust the group aesthetic? Should we set group to 1?
oh
Is that it?
yes. I guess group needed to be fuel, probably. Like normally the group is the color, but I think that
Because
like things like
Diesel only had one. Yeah. Okay. It still works.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why, but it's kind of interesting. Okay, great.
This is all Diesel. So if we now do this, I removed the faceting. So we're seeing we're seeing multiple lines here, but they're all black because we're not setting the color
Yeah.
aesthetic over here.
Yeah, I think it putting everything we kind of saw here, it looks like there's basically one uh line for diesel. So
Yeah.
like there's only one grade and um other thing.
Yeah.
And then gas has like multiple grades and multiple formulations, maybe.
Exactly. Okay, so we have
Nice.
a basic plot. Um, how about we go back to the data loading and change those NA values like you suggested earlier,
Yeah, seems
and
great.
also maybe we can convert the date to an actual date type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it seems.
So I think I'm not 100% sure. I want to look at the documentation. I know that or
Yeah, I think
there
that's.
might be an argument in read CSV to interpret the date column as a date type.
Mm, yeah, I
I'm gonna
got
have
you. You want to manually kind of specify the D type.
yeah, which there's of course also um, an argument to override the schema. Schema
Mhm.
overrides. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
can
would.
do that. Let's do that.
I do
So
like null values and just full send in first schema, and then
yeah, but
if
it
it
won't.
produces.
It's still a string.
Mm,
It will then still be a string. Oh wait, that was a sneak peek at the new the new Plotnine website right here. Um, first things first.
yeah.
NA values. That's NA. Oh, NA null values is the argument.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, that worked, but also then schema overrides, and this can be
Are
a
you sure it
dictionary.
won't? You're saying it's not a date right now? Like if you print out prices?
Prices. Here it says
Oh, I can't.
prices.
My
Oh, we're in front of
yeah.
it. Our faces are in front of. Let's have a look
Okay.
here. Does it? Yeah. Also, it can also be seen here.
Uh,
Date. So
mm,
is a string.
you're right.
And that won't change if we increase the number of rows it will use for inference.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I think we can use schema overrides. And if I'm not mistaken, this can take a dictionary.
Yeah, cool. I think you want to colon. Oh,
Oh, I forgot to.
I think it's at
A
the
colon.
end.
Yeah, I should have used a colon here. What
Yeah,
was I
yeah.
thinking? This This is now
You
still
got this.
waiting.
Live
Thanks.
data analysis.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did it work out?
I'm executing this, but it still says date. So maybe I'm using this wrong.
Let's see. Polar.
Schema.
I haven't used
Overrides.
this much.
Override D types.
Overrides. It seems pretty, huh? I wonder if it has to be used with this argument expects, oh no. No, it seems like the right. And when you print the prices data frame, it's like if you just print it to console, is it a?
Oh,
Oh,
now it works.
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe the grid didn't update.
Yeah. So let's just get rid of this. Normally I don't use this, the del keyword, but prices, date. All right.
Nice. And that's
Date. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't update, but it's
yeah.
okay. We fixed it now. Is there, now that we're
Yep.
here, is there anything else that we want to take care of? We fixed the null values or NA.
Yeah. Prices afloat, it looks like now.
Yeah, no, they are. They are. That's all good.
No, I think that's great. I think we're
Good.
in good shape.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got, so I guess now up at this point we like know we have a good sense for what makes up a row. Like the grain of the data is basically the fuel, the grade, and the formulation. And we know like diesel basically just has one grade and formulation. Gasoline has kind of a few.
Yeah, I guess we could do a little bit of just as a sanity check, do some grouping and
like
see different counts. So
yeah,
yeah,
it seems great just to see if they all sum to the same number.
group by. So we're gonna group by fuel and formulation and grade.
Nice.
And then it's a matter of pl.len.
I think yeah, you got it.
Okay, so this is let me I'm gonna call this counts so that we can explore this here in the data viewer. 14 different combinations, and there aren't actually then 2 grades for diesel. Oh wait, no, sorry, more. Let me sort this.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, this is, in retrospect, this is what I would have done very first. I didn't even, this thing's so handy. Yeah.
All right.
Sanity. So,
well, here we are.
I bet that some of this is like over time, certain types of measures were added. Since we looked at,
could be, yeah.
When we looked at the first couple rows, there were only a couple weeks or a couple of points for the same week. So I wouldn't be surprised if they started kind of adding grades and formulations over time.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would be helpful to just make a choice here. To, I mean, all those formulations and grades. I I care most. Personally, I would be, or it might be interesting to explore correlation between diesel and gasoline overall.
Yeah,
So then we just have to make a choice. Um,
they
so
seem pretty
it's,
strong. Just looking at the plot, they seem pretty like they track pretty, yeah,
oh yeah, I
heavily.
mean, but the scale, I mean, it's like we started in 1990, so it's a lot of data. I mean, at this view, they
It's
definitely
like,
seem correlated. But I'm still curious. Like we could also plot, for example, diesel versus gasoline. Create a scatter plot out of that.
yeah, yeah,
But then, how about we just pick all the rows that are diesel, grade all,
mhm,
and gasoline, all.
yeah,
I'm just it for that we have or conventional regular. For that we have the most rows.
yeah, yeah. And if you're deciding between gasolines, you could also plot them over each other and just see, like, are they pretty the same? My guess is if you're thinking between two gasolines, like which one should you
Yeah,
pull out? I'm guessing they'll be pretty similar.
yeah, exactly. So
Um,
gasoline, conventional, regular,
yeah,
and diesel and all. You got
yeah,
that?
sounds great.
Okay, then let me write a filter for that one because this is a little bit of cleaning. So, uh, yeah, filter only certain types of grade and formulation.
Mhm.
So what we're looking at here is P alcohol fuel is diesel
Nice.
and P alcohol. I'm going to be looking back at this back and forth counts diesel, and then grade is all.
Yeah, cool.
And then gasoline. So I'm now building up two expressions so that
Yep.
later I can combine those two.
Yeah, looks great.
Fuel is
Gas.
gasoline and P alcohol grade equals all, and formulation that was
Nice.
regular. Uh, no, sorry, conventional, and grade is regular.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right, so these are two expressions. They don't do anything by themselves. Right, they're like lazy
I think
recipes.
I think the conventional is kind of mixing the two. Is it it's
Oh wait,
formulation equal? Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mixing this up. Formulation, conventional. Thanks for
And
catching that.
I think Python does only single ampersands, but I could be wrong. I feel like I'm
You know what? I
going
always mix that up. There's only one way to find out.
to send it.
I'm not
Yeah,
getting an error right now, but
that's
so
perfect. Yeah.
prices, the filter. So it should diesel or gasoline.
Uh
Mm,
uh-oh. Is there a lingering I bet there's maybe a lingering parentheses open, or maybe
oh yeah,
not.
Yeah, with this one, with gasoline. So let me just so it's this and this and this and then a closing.
Wow, I had no idea you could use two.
But still, I'm mixing something up here.
I
Oh
think it's
wait,
a
it's
single
this one.
or
Yeah, could
maybe
that be it? Could that be it?
yeah.
Because I'm not getting an error with the diesel.
It's also highlighting the single and, which gives me hope. So I think
Oh wait,
it,
yeah, of course, it
there's
shouldn't be.
there's the double ampersand also
Mm-hmm.
on 7, and then you have, I think it's just one bar for the or on 47. Yep.
Yeah, let me first see if this is now correct. And press Control C in the console, right? If you just see 3 dots here, it means that the console is still waiting for you to complete that expression. So this works. There's still something going on with gasoline.
I think the end, there should be a closing on line 44. It needs a closing parentheses.
Well, that's this one.
Right,
Oh
but
wait,
that's
it's this one here.
yeah.
Ugh.
It's good times.
This is always a lot of fun. All right, so this completes, and you're saying over here.
So yeah, I do feel like one technique I think for helping build some of this, because it can be hard to like build the filters and then debug, is I think if you build each expression inside a filter, like if you do prices dot filter and then write out the diesel filter and run it, and then you do prices dot filter and build out the gasoline filter and run it, it's a good way to kind of keep firing. You can just like make sure it's working and then combine them together later, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of
Yeah.
validate. But
This
even
this
sometimes I'll even build itself. I'll put like the actual pl.call expression inside the filter, and then I'll pull it out once I know it works, so that I can kind of just,
yeah.
you can like check each step, even like gasoline, then regular, then conventional, that you're kind of like each piece is working.
Yeah. Yeah, so that worked. I just well, let me just keep it in there. I want to do one more sanity check because I wonder if there are now still multiple entries for one type of fuel for a single date. I just want to check that. I guess we can add that to the filter right here. If we're going to group by date, then and we wait, does this work? This works. And this one, there shouldn't be any rows here that have where len is greater than 1 filter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Nice.
Empty data frame. Is that also the case here with our gasoline? Empty data frame. Fantastic. So this one over
Yeah.
here, how should we call this new data frame?
Maybe like simple prices or something, you know.
Simple
I'm not a
prices.
great namer, but
You're the navigator.
uh-huh.
It's too late
I think
now.
so.
We
Yeah, we're in.
we've
We're
got
locked
simple
in.
prices. Excellent. And now, because there's grade and formulation don't even matter anymore at this point. We can just look at the fuel.
Mhm.
I want to recreate. I now want to check whether we can redo our initial visualization with simple prices.
Cool. Yeah, I'd start like a new
Yep.
chunk, like
Viz simple prices.
yeah, nice.
Simple prices, but then we don't need this filter over here. This.
Yeah, nice.
And we can use color for this. Boom.
Yeah, great. Yo.
Let's do size equals 2 for a thicker line. Oh, that's a little bit too thick. Here we
Yeah,
go.
great. Yeah, and you can see gas in the bottom left. They started. Yeah, it looks like they collected gas a little bit and then added diesel, maybe like a couple years later.
Oh, that's interesting. In the Netherlands, diesel is always cheaper, or most of the time. But that doesn't matter. We're looking at US gas prices. Hey, how about we create that scatter plot now, which I mentioned earlier? Just plotting diesel against gasoline.
Yeah, sounds great.
Just going to copy this cell. So, is there any correlation, right? From a qualitative point of view, right? When we visualize this. So, X is oh wait.
You'll have
To
to
do
do a
this,
little.
we got to do a little pivot.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Nice.
this part is scary. We got to pivot, and for
So
that,
column. Yep.
yeah, you're gonna help me.
I'm afraid, but I'll try. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd just keep it in the correlation, like wherever you're going to put the plot too. I would just, like, rather than
All right.
creating a section per pivot, just kind of, you could
Okay.
create like another chunk if you want, or yeah, that seems great.
Okay.
So like,
Simple prices.
yeah,
Pivot.
nice. Is it columns? Is that
Yeah, we're gonna pivot on fuel. No, that's the
oh,
index.
oh wait, this is, yeah.
This is always
And
fun.
values is prices. Is that nice?
Oh, we need. Oh, wait. Or do we actually? Does this need to be on?
That's,
Price is
I
not
think they,
found. Oh, price.
yeah, cool. Oh, interesting. I think it kept we have to drop grade and formulation. I think we have to do index as date, maybe. Since it kept the grade and formulation, it like maybe misaligned.
Gotcha. Yeah, for some dates we have missing values for diesel. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Whoa,
cool.
this is not too bad. This works. So this is gas versus diesel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it gasoline. So now X is gasoline. No, wait. Yes. Yeah. It's a geom point to create a scatter plot. Oh wait.
Oh, I think it's yeah.
Classic. Gasoline
And just
versus diesel.
gasoline. Just have to run the top. Fun. It is a bit tricky because
nice.
time. time definitely plays a.
Yeah, with this work, color is date.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, you can kind of see inflation over time.
Ooh, no, that doesn't really work. But I like this.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think it's tricky because to really get in, we'd probably have to adjust for the temporal
Hmm.
um but I do think the line graph is really helpful to see because you do see there's like it seems like there's variation, a decent amount of variation even over time.
Yeah.
um
Would you like to continue with that visualization with this one? Make it pretty.
yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah,
uh
we got about 15 minutes left.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Maybe just theme it up a little bit, like just
Mm-hmm.
juice it. um
Just what?
Juice it up,
Use it.
just
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
put some
All right.
glitter on,
Yeah, that sounds good.
like
Um,
the labels and the
absolutely. Okay, so what are some things? Let me just I'm gonna copy this. We're gonna do here, and I want to create a to-do
yeah,
list here.
laundry.
So colors. Oh wait, this is just text, so we can. I forgot that
Nice.
we're in a Quarto Markdown file. I can just type text over here. So I want the line colors. I don't like those standard colors, those default ones. We should have a
Mhm.
title, right? Mm.
You might, depending on if you like the axis text being horizontal, you could also flip it
You want to
uh,
rotate the
five.
the X tick labels?
Maybe try it out, and if it sparks joy, we keep it, and if not, we just throw it away.
Yeah. Do you like capitalized labels? So
I don't know.
capital.
Yeah,
We'll see. Okay, that's not the biggest thing, and then maybe a font and add a little bit more theming over here,
yeah.
and then
No, no.
maybe if we think that this is pretty enough, we could add it to the Plotnine gallery.
Yeah, sounds great. No, I
Yeah.
love that.
Okay.
Um, let's do this.
Yeah. How about then? Let's start at the top then. Those line colors. Let me make this console a bit smaller so that we have this text in here. So that's that's the scale, right? Scale,
Uh-huh.
color, um, manual.
Mhm. Yeah, what colors are you looking for?
Um, can we do? I don't know. What does it do? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. We don't. I don't really have. Is it? Yeah.
This I'll ship in
Yeah. You have some hex colors.
green and purple if in case you're interested. Oh, nice.
It's nice. They're complementary colors. Um, ooh, do we want to do some smoothing to the line,
Uh,
like a
this
rolling
line?
average? Yeah, it's very jagged, right? The lines themselves. We have a lot
We
of data
got it.
points. You want to do that? Or want
Yeah,
to do that
GM's.
after? So that's again, um, you know, wrangling the data. Why don't we do
Mhm.
that after we're done with the visualization?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. So title. Ooh, U.S. weekly gas prices. How's that?
It's beautiful.
Oh, weekly U.S. gas
Cool.
prices.
Nice. I think it
Mm.
might be labs, but without the GG. Yeah.
Oh,
Oop,
not
not
abs.
quite abs. Abs is a different thing, you know?
Yeah, I know. Okay, we got a title. Um,
Yeah, cool. And
uh,
then
rotate those labels.
uh,
So that's a theme. X's text X
mhm.
is a type element text. Rotation is
Oh, I don't
30.
know.
Mm,
Oh, interesting. I always do angle. I had no idea rotation was in play.
angle
Is
works
it the
too.
same? Oh, interesting.
It's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
A just is -1. Mm, wait. We need to, yes, there we go.
Mm, nice.
Yeah, the angle, I like the angle. Um, but what I don't like is how they look, the labels themselves.
The like the text of the label.
Yeah, just how they're formatted. So I
Mhm.
think that we should take care of that. That's again a scale, right? So a scale determines how the values are translated from the data onto um, values being used in the plot. So the aesthetic is X and the type is date. And then I believe date labels is, I'm just winging it here.
Mhm. I think. Oh, I see. Yeah, nice. Okay.
And do we want to do, I think it's going to be trickier if we, oh no, wait. I know, I
Date.
remember again. Date breaks
Yeah,
is 2 years.
nice.
Ooh, that's a little bit too much. Let's do 5 years.
Yeah, great.
Nah, 5 years is not a really nice increase to be reading.
Seems solid.
This is this this is all right. This is all right.
Oh, I think we have. I hate to admit it. I think we have opposite text angling preferences. I'm a.
Tell me,
I'm
you're the
a off.
navigator. You want to do
Maybe
it?
we can. This isn't to say one's right, just to register that we go opposite directions. Maybe it's because you're in Europe. I'm in the U.S.
I think that's it. No,
I'm
I think we
feeling.
just complement each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then H just one.
Hey, I can
But
live with this.
E5 just to so it doesn't
Sorry,
seem too like it's just a little askew.
sorry. What do you want to change?
If you change angle to 45,
Whoa. All right.
but that's not to say one is right and one is wrong. I just wanted to
No,
show. So
that's the thing with visualizations. It's
mhm,
there's a lot of preference
mhm.
associated there. Um, but I like this.
Yeah, looks good.
A different font, different theme. Can we get rid of the background? Can we get, what do we think of the ticks themselves? Um, labels. I don't know. Let's
Nice.
fuel type. X is date, Y is price. Yeah, I kind of like having them capitalized.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think it's
5 minutes
great.
left. 5 minutes left.
Uh, okay, so I mean, I do think adding it to the gallery or showing it what it might look like in the gallery could be useful since we have the whole, we got real into Plotnine. So it could be nice to like show off the docs a little bit and how you like could contribute this thing to the gallery or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. Well, I have the Plotnine website right here.
Yeah, incredible. And you, special fact, okay, so you built this homepage for Plotnine.
Yeah, that was my very first project at Posit is revamping the homepage. Right. That's
If maybe you'd say a bit about what made you take this up as your first project? Like what drove you to
I've been a fan of
home?
Plotnine for so long, and I always thought that it didn't get the attention it deserved. Right. Um, that's what I wanted to contribute to the project is to
Yeah.
when people come in touch with Plotnine for the very first time, that they get a good idea of the possibilities. So that's what this first hero, this mini gallery is for, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can hover over these thumbnails, click on them if you want to learn more about a particular visualization. So that's the first thing I wanted um, to show, and then okay, how does it work under the hood? How do you go from a very basic data visualization, like just like we did in this session? You start with a very simple data visualization with a single line of code, and then iteratively you 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 add more and more. Not that more is always better, but you refine your data visualization um, over time, right? And as
Mm.
you do that, you gradually increase the amount of code that's needed for that. But I didn't want to start with just this because this can be a little bit overwhelming. Yeah? But as we've now seen, that's also not how you start. You start very simply with
Yeah, it's
just a
so
single
great.
line. So that was my idea of creating a new homepage for Plotnine, and then you took charge in adding a user guide, which Plotnine didn't even have.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
So
super into it because I like Plotnine. Yeah, like if you click the overview section just above basics. Yeah, I feel like Plotnine's so neat and I just feel like once you get Plotnine down, you really just start talking in Plotnine, which I find really incredible that it's like a grammar of graphics that you just start using to describe plots. But it does
mhm.
take a little bit of work. Like there's enough pieces that it takes a little bit of work to kind of get all the parts down. And so the guide was a nice chance to try to figure out like what's the kind of gentlest way we can get someone into kind of the whole grammar of graphics, and then how can they kind of like dive in. So it was really fun, I think, being able to figure out a nice intro, but then also like what are the kind of like deeper dives people might want to do. um yeah, so this is an attempt to kind
Absolutely.
of step.
Yeah, and I really feel that it complements the reference very nicely. I mean, everything is here, but a guide really ties those different concepts and syntax together.
Yeah,
And then,
totally.
of
I think
course, oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh the, is I think a good example is like geomes. Like if you scroll down to geomes, if you're a user like new to Plot9 and figuring it out, like there's like 100 geomes. So
Mm-hmm.
like this would be a lot to hit. But I think a guide where a guide can really shine is like just introducing you to geomes and like showing a couple off so you can kind of like get the feel for it.
Yeah.
and then the reference can show you kind of everything, every geome, but just helping with that kind of first step into it.
Yeah. And then the new gallery is yet another way to learn more about Plotnine, is to look at complete examples and see, is there any visualization here that comes close to what you want to achieve? And can you learn something there? I mean, if I would have forgotten how to rotate those labels or change the colors, there are plenty of examples here that can help with that. So
Yeah, I like that it's
yeah,
you could even forecast your weather,
this plot is insane. This is the winner of the Plotnine 2024 competition that you
Wait,
organized.
this
This is
one
the
won?
winner. This one won.
Is that, wait, I thought Nicola Rennie won.
Oh, is this the
This one's like
uh,
miscongeniality. Like, wait, let's see.
yeah, so it's the contest. Oh, it could be that this one won. Yeah, by Nicole
Yeah.
Nicola Rennie. Yeah, I might be mixing it up, and then the other one could be a second place. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's clear that the contest produced some really nice visualizations as well
Yeah.
that we included here in the gallery. And now we can add one more. I don't think that we have time to do that right now. And maybe we can, clean up the visualization just a little bit more before we add it to the gallery. But I think looking at this, we're yeah, I would smooth out that line. I'll do that after the session. But I think I'm pretty happy with the result again.
Yeah,
How
it
about
looks
you?
great. I feel like it was nice. It was like a nice, quick, tidy Tuesday. Like the data wasn't too crazy.
Yeah,
Like one file can kind of like do a little noodling. So this was a nice.
exactly. And we used a Quarto document, but we didn't even use it to its full potential, right? We didn't compile or render this into a document, which is also something that we can do later. But we'll add this to the repository. We'll put all the links in the description. And so,
Yo,
yeah, I'm really happy again. This was a fun session. Thanks.
yeah,
Thanks for navigating again.
thanks for driving. I mean, I feel like you lifted us there, into that beautiful plot. So
We did it together. Anyway, thanks so much, Michael. Always a pleasure, and looking forward to the next one.
yeah, thanks. Always a delight. I'll see you on the internet.
See ya.